Hello. Hey, Reagan. I still can't hear you. You're still on mute. Oh. Oh.
Okay, you probably still can't hear me.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Horrible sore throat,
Oh no.
like super bad.
No. Don't talk. Don't talk. I don't know what is wrong with October or November, whatever month it is. It just feels like January for germs. Like it's horrible. Like my kids have been so sick. We're so sick this month. I was like, we had influenza A.
No. Oh
I'm like,
no.
this is January, a January situation,
Yeah.
not October.
Do they get ear infections?
Oh, no. We didn't have to go in, thank heavens. It was when my husband went down. Then I was like, you are going to the doctor and getting tested, and whatever they need to do to fix you, they're going to do it.
So sorry. That's so sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry you have a sore throat. Ugh.
So I know there's two things on the agenda for me. One is I'm just going to give an update about the school choice fair
Yeah.
in like 3 sentences.
Yeah.
And then the lawn sign, handing out the lawn signs to help for awareness. So I'm just going to ask, for like 2 people on the call, if they're to raise their hands, and I'll follow up with them and I can talk. Malia knows about it too. So if it's not acceptable for me to not be answering their question,
you're fine. You are totally fine. Girl.
If I talk like this, it doesn't hurt.
All I have to say is
annoying school teacher.
No. I keep telling my kids, I'm like, if you get sick today, it's fine. If you get sick next Wednesday, we are going to have to miss Thanksgiving. No one will be better, but everyone won't be better by Thanksgiving. So you cannot get sick after there's a cutoff date.
It's over. Just be over.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll be better by then.
Flu. What flu? We got the flu vaccine, but I didn't ask which one it's for. Is it for A?
I don't know. But I had gotten my flu vaccine at my October OB appointment, and I was like, this is ridiculously early because it was like the first week of October. Apparently it wasn't ridiculously early.
No, I guess not.
And it really helped me, I think. So I don't know. I hope you feel better.
Yeah. It's funny because nothing else feels bad but that. But I keep waking up in the middle of the night because it just. Oh, God.
Over
There's this gargling with cayenne pepper, as horrible as that sounds, but it actually like kills the pain.
It helps.
Along with the rest of my mouth, but
no. Why? Are your kids sick or are they okay?
Holden has had some ear infections the last few weeks. One in one ear and then the other ear. So that seems to be, he just finished antibiotics yesterday or the day before yesterday. So
good. That situation is stable.
Yeah. Yes.
Abby, are your kids sick? Hey, Stephanie. Thank you for taking notes tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome. I will do my best.
Hey, whatever you get down is perfect. Hey, Madame Pedersen. Thanks for joining us.
Myself there. Yes, you're welcome. Hi.
Late nights with the PTO.
Yeah, it is. It does get late, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, probably mine too by the time we're done.
Yeah, exactly. There's a cutoff point where nothing I say makes any sense anymore. It's like I can't form a sentence after like 9 or 9:15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how has it been in that school?
It has been extremely busy for those of you who have been in and out.
Yeah. I believe you. Hey,
Picture
Mishu.
today and- Yeah,
Oh yeah, picture day today. I curled my kid's hair.
did that work with the weather?
No.
No, it wasn't the best picture day with the wind and that warm stuff in the morning, which was nice, but it was so rainy, you know?
Yeah. Well, school pictures are always kind of a tough. It's like a fun surprise when you get them in the backpack. You just don't know what you're gonna get. It's always good.
So
Hey, Bree. How's it going?
Doing good.
Good. I'm gonna kill your name, but is it Essie? Welcome. And we got Team Schwiller here. Anna or Kale? Wait, is that
Anna's
right?
on it. Yep.
Anna.
Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah,
here with
good
my
to see you.
family, so I'll
Yay.
be muted and off video, but with you all.
Yay.
Thank
Glad to
you.
hear. Yeah. And I think either it's Fidel or Mishu is here. I see you. Welcome to the Chofos. Oh, it's about that time. Ready to get started. All right. I got to pull up my own agenda here. Okay. So welcome to our November PTO meeting. Thank you to everyone who's here tonight. Did Malia pop on yet? Oh, I don't see her. I'm sure she'll join soon. Thank you for everyone who could make it tonight. We truly appreciate when we're all busy parents, have busy lives. So taking some time out to contribute to the PTO is just amazing, and we truly appreciate it. And we've had a very busy month this month on the PTO. So we've had a lot of exciting things going on. We have a lot to share this evening. And in particular, there are a lot of kind of 1 time, 1 hour volunteer opportunities right now. So I think a lot of people are looking for ways they can just like do 1 hour or bring something to school, and it helps immensely. So this is a great meeting to be at if that is you. So this month we sent out, we were on the ball, and we sent out our agenda as a backpack flyer, and the agenda was also an attachment to the all school email that you got. The agenda is also on the website, and our amazing Malia is going to join in a second. She just texted me that her Zoom is updating because these things always do this at the most convenient time. So whenever she joins in, she's going to screen share and post the agenda too, so that everyone can follow along. We'll stay on track this evening. So without further ado, our awesome substitute principal, Madame Pedersen, is here tonight with us, and she is going to share a principal's update. So welcome, Madame Pedersen. Thank you for being here.
yes, thanks for having me here. So I'll go over a few things. I don't have the agenda right in front of me, so you might have to remind me of what else I had on there, but I know I had teacher assistants. I think I announced last time that we had 2 new people we were hiring, and they have been on board for a while now. And one works with special education students, and the other is gen ed in the classrooms. So that's great. And then the happy news is that we have 1 more new teacher assistant coming. And I did list their names in the last family newsletter. And as soon as this one gets on, I'll list hers again when it's really official. But she is supposed to start on the 17th of November. So that's coming right up, and that'll help a lot. That'll alleviate a lot of the kind of pressure in the classrooms of making sure that kids get all the attention that they need with their academic work, and in the lunchroom as well, that we have people to staff that. So we're really happy about these hires. Then I wanted to mention that the steps from the playground to Flandreau are finished. To me, they look fabulous. I hope if you ever drive by or walk over that part, they put a sidewalk in on the playground area to that step and a gate, so that our little ones especially, we don't have to worry about them going out. And then for those who have been on that playground area, I'm getting an echo in mine. I hope I'm not causing that somehow, so I hope you can hear me all right. That playground area was 2 separate play areas with a border between that the kids tended to trip on as they were running from one to the other. So when they did this little renovation with the steps, they took out those kind of plasticky like borders and they filled it all in with wood chips. And it looks great. Now the kids can run from one side of the play area to the other. So, and then I think one of the other things I had on the agenda was certificates, and that is for the students. It's part of our kind of our school climate, and they have not gone out yet. We're going to be announcing them on the loudspeaker a few at a time at school. And I'm hoping that throughout the year, each child in the building will have the chance to at least get one certificate. And they're in different areas. Some are having to do with their French learning, and some are having to do with just kind of what we might call school culture, social citizenship type little awards from the classroom, just so our kids can be recognized, and they love that too. So if anybody has the agenda right in front of them, was there anything else that I had on? Otherwise, I'm ready to give it up to somebody else here.
Only other thing was Madame Bossard's return.
Yes,
Yeah.
that important news for sure. And I did put that in your newsletter as well. So she is returning right after Thanksgiving. So she's been back a little bit now and again, and we check in quite often with each other. So she's going to be up to speed when she gets back and is really ready to go, and looking forward to seeing the staff and seeing and meeting all of you. So that's the good news.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I will just take this opportunity to thank you for all the hard work you've done at our school this fall. So thank you
Oh,
for
you're
being
so
here and
welcome.
stepping in
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
on behalf of the parents.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we have our committee reports, and like I said, there's a lot of little volunteer opportunities here and there. So we have, I believe, Malia, I saw you. I think you're here.
I am here. Sorry, I'm trying to
Okay,
figure out how to
thanks.
pin our agenda at the same time. So I'll give my updates and then I'll work on that.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's see. So, okay, going off the agenda, it starts with the app and directory update. There's not too much to update on the app. It is still getting used. I'm going to be sending out our November newsletter tonight. And so that will have kind of what we're looking forward to with the second half of November here, and then also a little bit into December. And a lot of that is going to be mentioned later in this meeting as well. It'll just be more like links and quick reference. Let's see here. We do have a Spanish translator now. One of the parents sent me an email last week, and so we will have a French and Spanish translator now for our communications, which is great. And then I guess another thing in regards to the app would just be, if you do use the app, if you have a moment to update your information in there, make sure your student is showing that they're in the right grade, that you've got your right email address and everything in there, because I know that other students and families may reference that when they're trying to locate you and your students. So it's important to just have that updated so that that's easy to do. The next thing on here is Spirit Gear, and we are just in the final stages of our like fall winter order. It's going to be a new design from last year or from last spring. And then it's also going to have long cold weather options, I guess. So like possibly sweatshirts and long sleeve items. And then if it goes well too, they'll be available for purchase before the holidays, and then hopefully for pickup before the holidays, but we're still trying to finalize our vendor. Yeah, fingers crossed there. The one thing in regards to the spirit gear is we are looking for somebody who would like to be the coordinator. So they would be the coordinator for the whole year. It's really should just be like a few hours, ideally twice a year when we do the ordering. And then it's more just like coordinating the designs and the vendor. So if anybody here is familiar with like the process of doing that, or has a few hours that they can spare every few months, it would be a really awesome opportunity to get involved, and we'd be here to help you with the process as well. So you wouldn't just be going into it without any help. But that's kind of it for Spirit Gear. That once we have everything finalized, we'll send out a flyer and it'll be on our website so that everybody's aware of the chance they have to order them. The next thing is the book fair update. The book fair is next week. You can shop online from the 14th to the 27th. And in person, it's going to be in the media center on campus. And that is going to be just from Tuesday to Friday of next week. So there will be student shopping during the day on Tuesday, just for grades 2 to 5. And then in the evening for conferences on Tuesday and Thursday, where everybody can shop. So you can shop with your students if you're on campus for conferences, and then on Friday as well. We are in need right now of volunteers. Ideally, we'd like to have volunteers right now for Tuesday, because that gives the students the opportunity to shop with their classmates. And right now, I think we might have like one parent signed up for the later part of the day, but we've got classrooms signed up kind of all day long. So that's what I'd really like to see filled. And then for help setting up on Monday. It's a lot to set up, but it should take about 2 to 3 hours if we have a few volunteers. And I'll post the link to if anybody thinks that they'd be able to help. You do get a $5 credit to use at the book fair for every hour that you volunteer. So there's a little incentive there. But yeah, so we're looking for some volunteers. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too is e-wallets. And e-wallets are like an easy way for you to be able to have your student shop without having to bring cash. So if you have a student who's like 2nd to 5th grade and they're going to be with their classmates, instead of worrying about like having cash, you can sign up online to you like load it digitally, and then they can use their funds. Either if you have a printer at home, you can print out a barcode that they can bring to the cash register, or your student can just give the person who's doing the register, volunteering at the register, their name and their teacher, and they can pull them up that way as well. So it's very easy. And if you don't use all of the money at this book fair, it does roll over to any other book fairs, or you can just use it online. So it's always in there. And the last thing with the book fair, sorry, there's a lot of book fair info, is the used book sale at the book fair. So what that is if you have any used books in your home that you are not using anymore, you can bring them to school. Right now, I have a box in the office where you can leave them, or once the book fair starts, you can drop them off in there as well. And those are all 25 cents each. So there's options for everyone. And then right now, I did see that there's a bunch of really cute little like French board books in there. So there's some fun things, but yeah, so if you have extra books that are laying around and not being used, this is a great way for a great spot to donate them. I think that's it for the communications updates. But I'm gonna roll into do you have a question? Okay, go ahead.
I am happy to help with the setup on Monday. What time do you need people for setup on Monday?
Yeah, okay, so, sorry, I can't remember offhand, but I can pull up my sign up. I think I had in there maybe like 10 for startup, but really, like, I'm gonna be in there at 9:30 if you wanna come in at 9:30.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I will send you an email.
Okay, awesome, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And yeah, I will also, sorry, I'm trying to work on my iPad and my computer, but I'll get the link and I'll put it in our chat as well. So you can take a look at what hours are available right now and sign up if you're able to. If
Perfect.
I don't see any other hands, so, okay, I'm gonna roll into the social committee. I'm gonna give the update tonight for social committee. And what we have going on is a few times a year, the PTO organizes a potluck for teachers. So our first one is coming up next week. It is going to be next Tuesday and Thursday for conferences. So we're gonna do kind of like a sandwich potluck. We just need different food donations for the most part. Like sandwich breads and meats and cheeses and sides and salads. So everything is listed out in a sign up that we have. Items can be brought to the office, or if you come into the office, they'll go down to where the potluck will be, but between like 9:30 and 10:30, so on Tuesday and Thursday. And then that way the teachers and staff have meals those days, and hopefully a little on Friday as well while they're at school. I think that's it for social committee updates though.
So that list is going out sometime?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am going to finalize that, and I don't think I'll have it for this meeting, but I'll send it out tonight in the newsletter too, and then post it on Facebook.
Thank you, Malia.
Mhm.
If you can't tell, Malia has been very busy. Thank you for everything. I'm going to give the fundraising committee update tonight. So we just finished our direct donation drive, and our treasurer Bree is going to share the results a little bit later on. But I just wanted to say thank you to all the people who contributed, because there was a really amazing outpouring of support for the PTO and for our intern program. So thank you. Oh yes, Madame Faltasek says Malia is a rock star, and it's completely true. Malia is a rock star. So we just have a couple updates for fundraising. We are participating in Give to the Max Day. So that's going to be Thursday, November 17th, next Thursday. Everything on the PTO is happening next week, apparently. So if you happen to see, you'll see it online. You can share it with, we'll have it posted on Facebook, I believe, and then you can share it to your Facebook page. It's a good way to, get other people, maybe grandparents or friends, to donate to our school, and all the proceeds go towards, first, we're funding the intern program this year, and then we also fund other enrichment things for the school as well. So that's next Thursday, November 17th, and I'm sure you will probably see lots of ads for Give to the Max Day. You won't forget. And then our next thing is our fun run. So we were able to finalize that. I'm really excited about that this year. We're using a new company so that we could get a little bit of a better deal, a little bit more of keep more of the donations. So, and also it's going to be a glow run, which I saw the pictures and it looked awesome. It's kind of like the lights are more dim and there's neon lights and projections and music, and it looks like it's going to be really fun. So that's going to be going from February 6th to February 14th. And we will need some volunteers for that event as well. It'll be about a 1 hour time commitment. We'll need a few volunteers every single day. of that. And then the run will be on the last day. So that is going to be great. We'll start asking for, so you can, how it works is that the students will ask family and friends to pledge them certain dollar amounts. So we've done this in the past, but we haven't done it for a few years. So a lot of people are probably familiar with how it works, but you'll have grandma will pledge $1 for every lap that your student will run, and maybe a neighbor will pledge, or a friend will pledge $1. So in the past, it's been a really successful fundraiser for us. So we're really excited to bring that back. And that is about it for fundraising. Next up is our, Stephanie, Bree is going to share the totals for the direct donation campaign in just a few minutes. But I think we did really well, considering that we had just a little over half the students that they had the last time they ran it. So we did good. Okay, so we have, next up is our intern committee. So Christoph, I believe, is here tonight. He does so much important work on the intern committee.
Hello, everyone. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
So on the intern committee, we just finished this week the matching of the interns for the spring semester. It's kind of crazy, but we're already finalizing their move to the second set of host families. So that's very exciting, and it's like a milestone in a way. I feel like we just started. we're already setting up the midway milestone, the midterm. So that was completed. Otherwise, we're organizing an event for the host families to get together during that switching of the interns to get to know each other, and then also to be able to share experiences among each other. And that's going to be taking place sometime in I believe early January. We're still in the planning phase of that. So that's for the switching part of the two halves of the intern stay with their host families. Otherwise, we are in and sent out information for you guys, and we are in need of your support for dressing up our interns, keeping them warm. So one of the things that we did tell the interns very early, when they were still they hadn't still arrived to the States, is that we would provide to them any winter coats and winter gear, because as you can imagine, in France, they have what we would call here fall and spring gear, but not what we use here, what we call here winter gear. So they have provided some information of what they would like to have, like coats, mittens, and things like that, as well as like snow, pants and other, boots, whatnot. So if you have any, as many of us have boxes in our basement with the no longer used coats, but in good condition, especially the zipper needs to work. We don't want to have to repair anything. So please, we thank you in advance for your generosity in donating any winter gear that you have available and non-used and in good quality, in gently used, so that we can keep them nice and warm. So there's going to be a basket in the office for all that winter gear that you can donate. You can just drop it in there. Also, Rebecca, thank you, Rebecca, will be outside the morning of, in the morning for doing the drop off on next week on Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll be doing the service of picking up any donations that you might bring, if you're dropping off your kids, and also during the book fair, there's going to be a bin for you to drop those, those donations, and as well as if you're coming in for the, for the conferences next week. So again, thank you for your generosity and providing some of the winter gear that our interns are now starting to need, and before the snow comes. So that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Christoph. When it snowed a couple weeks ago, my intern was like, "I'm scared." So anyway, yeah, I'll be standing out in the parent pickup, or I'm gonna be there in the morning. I'm gonna in the parent drop-off line. So if you
Drop
have
off,
stuff,
sorry.
just throw it at me. Just throw it at me. I might grab some chocolates. I'll give you chocolate. You throw me your old gear. It's a good deal.
Again, super important in gently use gear, gently use winter gear. That's we won't have the time to be repairing anything. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Christoph. Next we have marketing. Reagan is here with us tonight.
I'm here and barely a voice. I have a really bad sore throat, so I'm going to be super brief. But if anybody has questions, I'm going to put my email address in the chat box. We have our school choice fair coming up on December 10th, which is one of the most important events we have for recruiting new families to join our wonderful the 12 to North community. And so there is a sign up that has been posted, and it looks like it has been completely filled, but Millie and I are just checking a few things to make sure there weren't some kind of spam things that went on. So do kind of keep an eye out if we send another communication asking for volunteers. If you had tried to sign up on the sign up sheet online and it looked like it was full, we may be sending that out again just to make sure that it is full of actual real human beings that we would like to participate in that. Madam Faltasek, and I think we have another, is Abby was on the call, and Principal Pedersen. We're also going to reset the online sign up so that we just have a separate slot for teachers. So it looks like there's one teacher, Madam Faltasek, who has signed up officially, but apparently potentially other teacher slots were filled by we are not sure who. So we're probably going to send that out one more time to make sure we get all our teacher slots filled, which is great. And many thanks to Stephanie and Abby and many others who have been helping to support pulling things together for the booth and working on the communications. Many thanks to Erica and for Hannah Geimer for their effort for outreach to engage with people to join us in volunteering in the booth. Again, it's on December 10th. Another activity that's coming up this next week, again, seems like everything that has to do with PTO is next week, is to help increase visibility of our school by giving families an opportunity to get a lawn sign for free. So we've had more lawn signs produced, thanks to Malia, and we will be distributing them next week via parent-teacher conferences. We felt like that might be one of the best ways to get to as many of the families as we can. We may also have a box at the book fair. I was thinking that might be another way to get them out. So just keep your eyes open. If you see one, feel free to grab one. We're also going to look at having a box of them in the front office. So if anybody would like to grab one, they can have one. Again, that's a way to help increase visibility for our school. The second thing that's coming up is our school tour, and that's in January. Principal Pedersen, I don't have the date in front of me, but I believe a date has been set. So I don't know if you know that off the top of your head. If you remember it, or it comes, you can put it in the chat during the meeting, but we'll be sending out more information about that because we would definitely like to have some volunteers step up to help support us in giving our school tours for families who are interested in kind of learning even more about what the experience is like for children participating in our school. So those are kind of the three big things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. If anybody has, again, questions, I'm going to put my email address in the chat and feel free to reach out to me directly. And if I forgot anything, Rebecca or Malia, I'm sorry, I'm totally in pain. Feel free to fill in, thank you.
I hope you feel better soon. I'm so sorry.
Erica, I see you there. If there's something I didn't
Oh, is
cover,
Erica
feel
here?
free to yep, there she is.
The germs are insane. I was just telling Reagan, I feel like it's January for germs right now. I don't know, but anyway, I hope you feel better soon. Okay. So next up we have our treasurer's updates from Bree. Bree's been working very hard to sort everything out. So
Hi there, I'm Brianne Tershel. For the new faces on the phone, the treasurer is responsible for the funds of the organization, reconciling the bank accounts, presenting the financial statements at our general meetings, and kind of overseeing the preparation and filing of our tax return. The good news is our tax return was prepared, reviewed, and will be filed this week. So that's one big check on our list for the year. As we've mentioned earlier, I'm going to give a quick update on the results of our direct donation campaign. Over the last 2 weeks of October, about 150 envelopes or cards were received, which I think is an under 50% response rate, but just kind of given the times we're in, we're happy to kind of accept what families are willing to provide. And we raised about $12,000. A lot of families took advantage of the monthly PayPal payment plan. So they kind of set up like $10 a month payments that are going to go for the next 12 months. So we'll collect that $120 for over the next 12 months. So I think we did a great job there. Moving on to the forecast, I'm going to share my screen for everyone. Can somebody give me a nod if they can see the forecast there? Okay. So our first column here is the PTO's budget for the fiscal year 2023 that was presented and approved in the May meeting. What is in our forecast column here is what I think we are realistically going to still be able to attain this fiscal year, which includes 4 months that have already elapsed, July, August, September, and October, and 8 months of forecasted revenue and expenses, and then kind of how we are kind of tracking compared to our budget. So based on our results of the direct donation campaign and other types of direct donations that we might get throughout the year, I'm kind of revising our estimated donations by about $5,000. And for that same reason, just knowing the results of the direct donation campaign, I'm kind of trying to temper our expectations on what we might reasonably be able to raise for the fun run, just given the, pretty sharp decline in student population since the last time we had a fun run. Those are the major changes in the income section of our forecast. And we have some increased expenses that we weren't expecting in like the intern program. We also did beautification before school started. That was one ask. That was primarily a result of the consolidation of schools. We wanted to kind of beautify the campus for the teachers and the children, and that wasn't a budgeted expense. Because of those items, I did kind of zero out what is generally kind of a discretionary principles fund, just to kind of make sure we are allocating our funds wisely. So I'm still forecasting kind of a break even for the year compared to what was originally in the budget of maybe about a $14,000 profit. The good news is we still continue to have a good balance of cash in the bank to cover this shortfall per se. The second thing I'm showing you right now is just our year-to-date income statement. So it just gives you a snapshot of everything that's happened since July 1st to today. So it's not the full year picture, just kind of what's happened so far. So you can see our direct donations there and our expense line items. Obviously, the intern line item there is our largest expense and why we do most of our fundraising. So year to date, we are kind of in a net operating loss. A lot of our expenses are kind of in those first few months of the year because we have to pay a large agency fee to our visa sponsor for the interns. This number here will start to kind of get a lot closer to zero and hopefully go over kind of into a profitable position by the end of the fiscal year. Over to you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Bree. We are so grateful for all the work you're doing. Thank you. Okay, we are on. I am not going to jinx us by saying that we're running ahead of schedule, so I would never do that. But we are moving already on to our new business. So over the last couple months, just through conversations that we've had in our general meetings and amongst us on the board, we have been putting a lot of thought into establishing a fair and equitable and consistent election procedure moving forward. So our bylaws, which are is kind of our governing document, they state that all the board roles are volunteer positions until we establish an election procedure. And the procedure must be voted on and approved by the general membership. So we have come up with a procedure and I'm going to share that with you. We also are very, let's see. Yep, I'm going to share the procedure. We shared the procedure that we're proposing in an all school email and also in a backpack flyer that you should have received. So I'm just going to go over it really quick and then we are going to vote on it. This evening, we are going to be trying out the fancy polling feature of Zoom. And so I'll give directions when we get to the voting portion. I will give directions on that, but that just, we always voted or verbally in the past, but this will give us a chance to vote via via technology, and it's also anonymous. So that will be, I think, helpful for us. Okay, so the procedure that we are proposing, one, we're going to advertise all open positions with a precise description of the role, the requirements of the role, and a deadline, and we'll provide a link to a candidature application. Two, the board will review the applicants, and this may include a Zoom meeting to get to know the candidates. Three, the board decides if the candidates have met the requirements for the position and will move forward to a vote. Some of the positions require some specialized knowledge, so it's helpful if the candidates have experience in those areas. So that's the reason for that step. And then four, the candidate's application is shared with the general membership via a backpack flyer and an all school email. And then this process will typically take place in the spring. And what we're anticipating is that if there's anyone who feels the need to step down, that would happen by April at the latest. And then we'd spend a month advertising the open positions on the board. And then at our May general PTO meeting, we would hold a vote on the candidates. And alternatively, a vote may be held at any meeting during the school year should a vacancy occur on the board that we really need to fill. When we get volunteers for these open positions, it's so great to be able to fill them. We voted on a secretary last month, and we're very, very excited to be voting in a new vice president tonight. So, okay, so that is the election procedure that we're proposing. We are going to vote on the procedure. Malia, are you ready? I'll give you the instructions.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yep.
am going to launch it.
You're gonna launch it. Okay, so
A-
we're
any-
using the polling. What?
Any questions
Yeah, are there any
from
questions?
the communities regarding the what Rebecca just presented? Our procedure for electing roles.
I like it.
Thank you.
Check
Thank you,
this.
Anna.
Chat.
I'll launch it when you give me the okay to.
Okay.
Awesome. I don't see anything in the chat. So any other comment
Yeah.
or questions?
Yeah.
All right.
So what's gonna happen? Yeah, and if you do have questions, I mean, we're always available. So whether it's tonight or moving forward, you can always email us. Okay. Is your first name pronounced Essie? Someone had a question. Who comes with the procedures? Could you maybe tell us a little bit more what you mean by that? By the question? Oh, who came up with the procedure, maybe, is what you're wondering. So in our bylaws, it states that the board will come up with an election procedure once it's needed, and then it's voted on. So the board is made up of our 4 officers, the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, and then our committee chairs. So we have a separate meeting each month, an executive board meeting, where we talk about, general PTO business. And so we use that time and we modeled this procedure after some other organizations. So yeah, this is what we're.
Other best practices of nonprofits primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bree.
And the idea here is that we want full transparency to offer to everyone the opportunity to participate, to come and support our community. So that's why we have all these steps of advertising. We have a form that we're very inspired by a co-op, a nonprofit. So that's what we took as an example. So then people can actually voice why they want to participate, their interest, their experience, etc. Just very basic information. And then the review takes place, and then the general election happens. And this is what takes place right now in this meeting.
Yeah.
And then also the polling, I think it was a great thing to be able to have a polling that was anonymous, and that everybody was able to either be for, against, or vote for different people, or abstain, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Christoph. Okay, I hope that answered your question. And I'm going to give the instructions. So in a minute, a box is going to pop up on your screen, and it will have the proposal, so the election procedure. And then you can choose to vote yes or no. So you just click on whichever bubble you would like to vote for. And then you click submit. Make sure you do this in a timely manner, because I believe there is a timer on it. So I think it only gives you a minute or 2. And then the results will be shared with the whole group once the voting is completed. So does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about that? We tested it out the other day just amongst ourselves, and you guys will be happy to know that our favorite color is equally split between blue and purple. So, okay. I think we're ready. So right now we're voting on the election procedure to see if that will be the established procedure moving forward. And there's the box.
Rebecca, quick question while we're voting. Is this election procedure just for the officers or would it be for committee chairs as well?
I think we're going to use it for everyone moving forward. Okay, awesome. So it looks like that passed by an 84% margin. So thank you so much. We will use that election process moving forward, and we will review it as we need to. Okay, so our next item on the agenda, and we are very excited to vote in our new a new vice president. We had one candidate step forward for this opening at our last meeting. Mishu Chofu is here tonight. And would you like to share a little bit about yourself? I believe she's here.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Yay! Hi.
Hi.
So good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Did you just want to take a minute and talk about, we saw your application and we're so excited to have you join us. So did you want to take a minute to share a little bit about yourself and your background and any of your qualifications?
I think most of people know me. My name is Mishu Chofu. I'm mom of 4 girls. I was attending LMFI as a teacher and now as a parent because my kids are still there. And feel privileged to be one of the executive board now. It wasn't easy. But magically I'm here and I'm happy and I'm looking forward to work with you. I hope my background, experience, and personality will add value to this board.
Thank you so much. And Mishu went through the process that we just approved. And so we sent out her, like I said, we sent out her application and we shared that with the general membership. So hopefully you had a chance to look over it. And we are going to vote on her candidacy. So Malia, whenever you're ready.
I'm so sorry. It is not popping
That's
up.
okay.
So I just need 1 second.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you for figuring this out.
While we're waiting, I want to say that the gentleman who prepared our tax return this year has done it for the last several years on a pro bono basis. He's a former LNFI parent. His kids are now in middle school and high school. And I think this was the last year that he is doing it pro bono just because of like labor costs and maybe not being able to find a lot of like tax interns around the office anymore willing to do a tax return. So if anybody specializes in nonprofit tax returns and would want to volunteer your time next fall to prepare the tax return, reach out to me and we can start to arrange some of that information.
So one other comment that I wanted to make also regarding the winter gear, I forgot, is that you might have received, and hopefully you did receive a flyer in your kid's backpack with a QR code with a little bit more of the detail on what we're looking for, and just more detail in general in that flyer. So that's something that I just wanted to bring up as well that I forgot to tell you.
Okay, I apologize. I figured it out and I'm going to launch the poll.
Thank you, Malia.
Mhm.
Wonderful. You can see the results, and it looks like Mishu was elected by 76% of the membership that's here tonight. So welcome to the executive board. We are so happy to have you join us. Erica, did you have a question? It's always great to have new people on the board. I see Erica has her hand raised. Erica. Can you hear me? Ah.
Her mic is off, but off
Oh.
mute, but I don't know
Oh,
if
she-
we can hear
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
I also see that there's a question. Oops.
Oh, there she is.
Cancel.
Erica, can you hear us? We can't hear you. There we go. Okay. Technology is so great. If you can hear me, do you want to write your question in the chat or your comments or, oh. Okay, you just pop in whenever, if you can unmute yourself, go ahead and pop in. And interrupt me. I'm just gonna go over, we still have some open positions on the board. So if you would like to join us, we would be absolutely thrilled to have you. We're looking for a fundraising committee chair. And we're also gonna be, so for the fundraising committee, it's basically, oh, she was wondering if there's some sort of Q&A for the candidate or oh, okay. So we had the candidate fill, that we're gonna have the candidates, and we had Mishu fill out an application. So it had, I believe it was 6 or 7 questions. And we sent that home as a backpack flyer with the questions and her responses. So that was what we used for kind of the Q&A. And if you have any questions for Mishu, I'm sure she'd be happy to answer them. Don't want to speak for her, but it is kind of late, but.
It's late.
Now we can,
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's late, but just for future, I think it would be good for anyone who's going to be on a board that's a position that's actually where they have a lot to do with like the children as a whole in the school. And I think that it would be good for you to have like a Q&A for the PTO body, the body generally, because whereas you guys read everything, I know you sent something today, and I apologize, my day was stacked all the way up.
It's okay.
It's good to actually kind of, even me myself, I don't like even when you're interviewing folks for positions, I don't like the pre-questions. I like to just ask it off the top of my head. And so I just think that when you, for transparency purposes and all, it's, I think that it's a good idea to have a Q&A for the body.
Yeah, I like that idea too. And I think, you know, as we fine tune this process and see what works and doesn't work and moving forward, and that we, so I think that'll be something we can revisit this spring, definitely, when we hopefully elect, if there are any openings for next year too. So that's a really good idea though, because I think that it's just nice to get to know people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice. I mean, we see the faces and the names, but you know, it's nice to get to just hear people talk and get a feel for them. So yeah, thank you, Erica.
Thank you for your patience. It's like
Oh, sorry.
technology is good when it works.
Okay. My husband works in IT and he is very nice to have around because it's like whenever I need it, it doesn't work.
Oh, I'm their nightmare. I'm
Oh my
IT's
God.
nightmare.
I mean, if he was here, he'd probably say I am.
Reagan, looks like
anyway.
you have a question.
I was just gonna kind of say one thing about getting to know each other, and I can't say enough about how what a great opportunity volunteerism provides for that. Even if it's just 1 hour one day to hand out to hand out lawn signs, or if it's an hour to help at the book fair. It can also be, volunteering that isn't an in-person thing, because it'd be different activities you can get involved with that are just working with another family member or a member of the PTO to help support the community. So I do really, really encourage everybody. I just love seeing the new names and new faces on all these meetings, and participating in the PTO this year is new for me as well. And I had some opportunity to meet a lot of the leadership last year through some other activities, and that's really what drew me to this group. So please do reach out if there isn't anything that has come up that sounds of interest, but feel free to reach out to any of the members of the board just to see, what else is going on and how you could get involved. Again, I think that's just a great way to get to know this community. Yeah.
Thank you, Reagan. And if you feel you have some sort of specialized skill or expertise that we could use, go ahead and step forward, because there are lots of things we would love to be doing, and we need all the parent participation, to accomplish our goals. So
I would even argue that if there's an interest, if you have an interest and you want to test it out and start learning about doing X, like communication or anything, that this is a perfect, jumping ground, or I don't know what we term, but it's a perfect way to start something new, in all safety, in all support from all of us, because we are in that same goal. And then you get to put that on your resume.
yeah. Thank you, Christoph. Erica, did you have something else? Your hand was still up, so I just want to make sure. Oh no, you're still muted.
Okay, I muted myself because I'll be making notes and start talking about my notes, so I can I dictate for myself, so I have my little phone here and making notes, but no, my hand is not up. But I was just gonna say, since you said that, I think that it would be good if we just did like a volunteer buddy system. So how like at work, I came up with this program where everybody who is on a shift, they should have a friend there, somebody who they can talk to, somebody who has some similarities, but not all similarities. But it's it's a kind of way to bring big people together. I think that it's not like if you can volunteer, it's when you volunteer. In my mind, that's how we have to think about it, because these are our children, this is our school, and I know I'm here because I don't like some things that happen with a combination class. And so, and I'm sure everybody else on here has that concern too. We can't keep thinking like we have an option. But I think we have to think about how to build the volunteer systems to where you have those folks. And I know that we had less call-offs, with that system, and we had it increased our retention rate. And I think it could do the same, like help here, but it's so much more lasting here, because if you come up with a volunteer buddy friend and your kids are in the same grade, well, your kids, you get together and your kids can get together. So I think we should do something like that. And I think that we all on here, and we have to get that same message out to the school. It's not if, it's when.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of people who want to contribute, and
Mhm.
yeah, so many people who want to contribute. And so it's just effectively tapping into that and figuring out how we can engage every single parent on whatever level, whatever way works best for them, you know.
Mhm.
Some people have more time, some people have less, and that's perfectly fine because we all have something we can contribute.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's for our kids. So, and yeah, well said, Erica. Thank you. Reagan says well said. I agree. Yeah, getting to know you all is the best part of this.
So I wonder if like I could get together with Reagan and Malia and come up with a system to merge it to where we to send out like a survey and send out like some things like what people have in common, like these common questions. And then let folks say like, this is a time, or if you have this I can volunteer for, this I have an idea for. And then from that survey, let the, I don't know if we have a program like that, but is there something where you can let the system match the people who sign up and do the survey, match them together, and then we can kind of, you can fill out like volunteer points for the rest of the year. That way people know, like if they, let's say like you volunteer for something in spring, well, the computer can send you an automatic like reminder for that, but you can be paired with this person. And if you guys want, if they want to start doing things beforehand, they can start doing things beforehand together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can definitely look into that and see, because I feel like there are so many different programs out there. So there's got to be something that could meet our needs. You know what I mean? Or that could help us more effectively like capture the volunteer. And I really like the idea of like more advanced notice and planning for the year. And then, you know, you could sign up to volunteer for the fun run now, maybe, which is not till February. But that would be great to have that kind of locked in, just from a planning perspective. And then you'd get to know, and you'd know the people you were volunteering with. So it's just all about building relationships, I think, you know?
Right, right. And you're
Yeah.
building relationships where you're working on this commonality, but not only that, though, it streamlines it for the event planner, because then they have this list already formulated, and all they have to do is tap into it, go in. It's not like you're asking them to do it. You're coming up and formulating a plan on, I have X, Y, and Z to work with. This is where they said they could sign up. This is what I need to do to help them, give them the tools to be successful during that point. You have a more streamlined process where everybody can see what everybody's doing and know different things. And so,
Thank you. Yeah, we should definitely collaborate. We should collaborate soon.
okay, I'm with it.
Maybe not next week, since the whole PTO stuff is happening next week, but sometime soon. We'll look forward to like, yeah, because it's really exciting. And that's one thing I love about a lot of times our meetings, and have been in the past, our meetings have been so constructive, and people, you guys, the membership and everyone has such good ideas, and it's so fun to feel that positive energy build. Christoph says, love the idea, Erica, matching people with common interests. Yeah, I think it builds a stronger school. I mean, so, yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly go over the rest of the open positions. And you can contact me or any of us if you have any interest. So we're looking for a fundraising committee chair still. Most of the fundraising work for the year is finished. So if you want to join that committee, it'd be easy. Or maybe you have some new ideas, and that would be incredible as well.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking for a social committee chair in the beginning of the new year. So think about that. The social committee chair is responsible for the teacher appreciation meals. They run Teacher Appreciation Week. And then also they're kind of the point person for some of the bigger events that we do. And then, as Malia mentioned, a spirit gear coordinator. We just thought it would be helpful to have a point person on that. We did find a Spanish translator, yay, which is great. And then we also did find a volunteer to be the NAPIT, the National African American Parent Involvement Day coordinator. So those 2 spots are filled, which is yes. So I believe, oh, and then, hey, if you love to read, sign up to help at the book fair, Reagan says. I bet you'll meet other book lovers. Yes, exactly. I love the book fair. So yeah, I think that is it for the evening. Thank you everyone who participated and came and contributed their ideas, and we love working with you. We love seeing all the faces every month. I hope everyone takes care of themselves until we meet again. The germs are crazy out there. So take care of yourselves. And we'll see you our next meeting. Hold on. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, December 8th. So Thursday, December 8th, we'll see you all again, if not sooner, at volunteering at the book fair. So thanks everyone for coming tonight, and we'll see you soon. All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Rebecca.
you. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everyone.
You too.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Hi, good night.
Thank you. Good to see everyone.
See you.
Oh, thank you, Madam Pedersen.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Mishu. It was a good night. Carla.